I remember the first meeting that I attended at the advertising agency, who had the account, Johnson's Wax. And I remember being in this room of executives, and I knew Don Quinn, and I knew Jack Lewis, who was the head of the agency. And but there was someone in the room who kept going around emptying ashtrays and picking up debris and things. And later I said to Don, "Who was that fellow?" And he said, "That was Fibber. That was Jim Jordan." He was a very modest, self-effacing man, and he was doing little chores around the office, and I wondered who that was. And I found out it was Fibber. At that time, Molly was on sort of vacation. She had been ill, and so Fibber was working alone my first year in Chicago, 1937, I guess it was. I was apprenticed to Don Quinn, and I'm forever grateful. He was the first writer, big-time writer, that I ever was associated with. And I couldn't have had a better tutor than Don. He was just wonderful. He was so inventive and so original. I couldn't have learned from a better comedy writer than Don Quinn. He was just an absolute genius. He had habits of waiting until the last minute to start the actual script. And since I was a great admirer of his, he used to sit up all night to work. And I thought, well, that's what you should do. You should sit up all night and write. So I tried that. I was living at the Lakeshore Athletic Club in Chicago, and I had a typewriter, and the first time I tried to sit up and write all night, I woke up with my head buried in the keyboard of the typewriter. It just was not I was not physically able to do that. Don was, because he had a thermos of coffee and a carton of cigarettes, and he would drink coffee and smoke cigarettes, and he was able to, and being young, he was able to perform this miracle of coming in the next morning with a complete script. And so I will always be grateful. I was so fortunate. Luck plays such a great part in our lives, and sometimes we tend to forget what a great part luck plays. And it was my luck to learn what little I knew about comedy from Don. He was an absolute genius, and he could easily have done without me, but I was grateful to be a part of Fibber, McGee and Molly.